Hello everyone and welcome back. With the release of Mortal Kombat 1 just around the corner, I wanted to talk about some of the characters that I do and don't want to see. So starting off with the characters that I don't want to see, these aren't necessarily characters I don't like, but ones I feel as if we have seen too much of or have just got a bit boring to play as. And I just want to reiterate that this is just my own personal opinion and an idea of who I would and wouldn't like to see. First one is Baraka. Having missed the cut for the last two games and only coming back to the roster in Mortal Kombat 11, Baraka to me is just quite a boring character. He's always had a fairly limited skill set, and with all the non-human fighters that we've seen before, I find that he's just the least interesting. A slow and boring fight style, I just rarely ever find myself playing as him. And having been in nearly every game since Mortal Kombat 2, which released in 1993, I think it's about time we made way for someone new. The next character that I don't want to see in the game is Frost. Frost was introduced in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance in 2002. Frost has only appeared twice, and both times I've never enjoyed playing as her. She is a Lin Kuei warrior and Sub-Zero's apprentice. I just find having two versions of basically the same character is rather pointless and just a wasted spot on the roster. With plenty of other great female fighters in the Mortal Kombat universe, I just hope that they give that spot to someone a bit different. I also find she literally had zero personality in Mortal Kombat 11, therefore I've probably only used her at a push a couple of times. Erron Black was introduced in Mortal Kombat X and also appeared in Mortal Kombat 11. Depicted as a 19th century gunfighter from the Old West, his aging was slowed by Shang Tsung in exchange for murdering an unidentified Earthrealm warrior. I just personally never found him interesting. His archetype is just boring and his moveset slow and boring, utilising mainly his two revolvers. It becomes quite mundane when playing as him. I think it's time for Erron Black to take a step back and make way for a more intriguing character that brings more to offer. And the last character that I don't want to see in the game is Jacqui Briggs. Again, only having been in the last two games, Jacqui Briggs may be my least favourite character from both. Like, how many cool military girls do we need? We've got Sonya, Cassie Cage, and Jacqui Briggs, and they all just fight the same and have very similar moves and finishes. I genuinely don't see a reason as to why they would put her in the next one as a main character fighter at least, but maybe a cameo fighter. I hope they create a couple of new characters for this, seeing as it's a new universe. Who knows what they could do with it. Jacqui's electric gauntlets lack any originality, and her personality holds her back in my personal rankings. So now for some of the characters that I do want to see in the game. These are just some characters I feel as if could be interesting to play as and would love to see in a modern Mortal Kombat game. A couple of these may be a bit of a stretch, but if done correctly, I think they would be awesome. So the first one is Blaze. Blaze made his debut as a background character in Mortal Kombat 2, seen in the background of the Pit 2 arena, and made his playable debut in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance as a hidden character. He returned in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, serving as a playable character and final boss. Blaze was depicted as an elemental being from Outworld, shrouded in flames, and as his name and appearance suggest, he has control over fire, lava, and heat. Basically being Mortal Kombat's version of the Human Torch, I would personally love to see a modern version of Blaze. Just think of all the possibilities. Obviously this probably isn't going to happen, but a man can only dream. And the next character that I do want to see in the game is Ermac. Ermac is a red-clad ninja who utilises telekinesis during his fight, making his debut in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. However, he was subject to fan speculation that began with a rumoured glitch in the first Mortal Kombat game. Ermac is a fusion of different souls destroyed in Outworld's wars. Because of the sheer concentration of souls within him, he is gifted with the ability to use telekinesis, teleport, and can even travel between different realms. As mentioned before, Ermac is not just one person, but an entire collection of souls brought together into physical form through the meanings of powerful magic, courtesy of Shao Kahn. Having last appeared in Mortal Kombat X, Ermac has become an iconic character and fan favourite for the Mortal Kombat franchise, and his inclusion in Mortal Kombat 1 is sure to please a lot of fans myself included. And another character I'd love to see in the next Mortal Kombat game is Reptile. Reptile is one of the few original characters debuting in the first Mortal Kombat as a secret character. He then made his playable debut in Mortal Kombat 2. Since his debut, Reptile has been a well-known servant to the Outworld Empire, faithfully serving Shao Kahn and Kotal Kahn, whilst remaining loyal to his master, Shang Tsung. Originally being a blend of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Reptile has developed his own unique skill set over time, his distinguishable trait being his ability to render himself completely invisible. In Mortal Kombat X, a noxious variation was introduced, where he has an ability to exhale a green poisonous gas, with the nimble variation allowing him to move and attack at great speeds, much like some sorts of lizards. Since Reptile is one of the few original characters that didn't appear in the last game, now may be the best time to add him back, as I would love to see all the colour-clad ninjas in one game. So the last character I'd love to see come back is Havik. Making his debut in Mortal Kombat Deception, Havik is a cleric of chaos. Neither good nor evil, his ambitions are only to spread discord, and he will ally himself with those who can seek to further his ends, regardless of their goals. Having only been a playable character in Mortal Kombat Deception, Unchained and Armageddon, I believe it's about time we got a fresh take on Havik. Being a cleric of chaos, Havik possesses a fighting style showcasing a bizarre assortment of techniques that can both throw off and devastate the opponent's mind and body. His body is so warped that he experiences joy and pleasure instead of pain, and is able to rejuvenate himself by dislocating his own limbs or even recover from what should be life-ending injuries such as a broken neck and crushed skull. In recent timelines, we have also learned that he has some skills in sorcery, as he was able to corrupt the blood magic within the Kamadoju, allowing him to corrupt and possess anyone who is cut with one of his daggers. He also possesses a healing factor, allowing him to survive the deadliest of contortions. I think if done correctly, Havik would be an awesome fighter to master, and has the potential to be a great villain in the story mode. Now, having made this list, I realised that I may be reaching with characters like Blaze, but really I just wanted to share my thoughts on fighters I think would potentially be great to play as. So I haven't really looked too deep into the confirmed characters so far, as I want to go into the game surprised. Let's just go through some of the original characters that have been confirmed. So we've got Johnny Cage, Kenshi, Katana, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Melina, Raiden, Scorpion, Shang Tsung and Sub-Zero. All fighters but Kenshi were in the last two games, which leaves room for even more fighters we either haven't seen for a while, or hopefully some brand new characters for this new timeline. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about some potential guest fighters. Obviously, we've all heard the rumours that Omni-Man, Homelander and Peacemaker will all be making an appearance, and to be honest, all three I think would make for some great Mortal Kombat fighters, but there is just so much potential for more. So my first one is actually a leaked fighter from Mortal Kombat 11, but never did end up making an appearance, and that is Ultra Instinct Shaggy. For those who weren't paying attention in 2017, Ultra Instinct Shaggy was a meme that got started by a YouTuber called Midja, who uploaded a video clip of the movie Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Phantasaur. The clip in question is where Shaggy beats up a bunch of thugs with Midja's edition of the Dragon Ball Super soundtrack playing in the background. But however, Shaggy did make an appearance in Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms, an animated film released in 2021. Showing up in the pre-movie animation where the Warner Brothers animation logo appears, first shows Scorpion flipping out before he gets cold-cocked by none other than Ultra Instinct Shaggy. And for my second guest character that I'd like to see, I'm going with the guest character trend from Mortal Kombat X, with horror characters like Jason Voorhees and Leatherface being included, and I think that Ghostface would make an awesome fighter. Having his fatality as him calling his opponent and scaring them or something, where they try to run away but he comes up and slashes them. Although he is just a man in a mask, his personality and humour would fit perfectly for this world. And finally, I would like to see Judge Dredd. I know we have already seen Sylvester Stallone in a Mortal Kombat game, with John Rambo being in the last one, and a similar character in RoboCop being in there as well. Judge Dredd is a character that has the potential to be a fan favourite, with his no-nonsense attitude and his highly trained skill set making the perfect fighter to face some of the more original characters. that was just a list of some of the characters that I do and don't want to see in the next Mortal Kombat game. Who would you guys like to see and who wouldn't you like to see? Drop a comment down below, let me know. And if you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.